Alright, I'm back with my Realm of Thrones Giants only playthrough, and last time we took the fight to the Night's Watch, we killed Dorothy, God bless her soul, and then we took a few of the others prisoner. If there was one thing we learned from the last video, it's that about 13 giants can take down an army of 100 Night's Watch. That means we're roughly working with a 10-to-1 ratio. So in theory, with 17 giants, I should be able to take down somewhere in the region of maybe like 150 soldiers. We will have to put that theory to the test at some point, but I definitely know we can take down 100. But currently, we are resting at Craster's Keep. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do next. I assume we're just going to keep killing the Night's Watch. There's nothing really else for me to do right now. When you're stuck north of the wall with nothing but snow, you gotta entertain yourself somehow. So what better way than to kill some more Night's Watch? A shadow's deed. A messenger approaches your party, his face pale and voice trembling. My lord, I bear dark tidings. Renly Baratheon has been slain in his camp. Why do I care about that? I am Ymir, king of the giants. I don't care for human politics. The only thing I want to do is make my way south of the wall so we can protect our people. I couldn't care who's on the Iron Throne. Although that being said, if the events are going to trigger the same as the show, does that mean eventually Stannis and his army are going to come north to kill Mance Rayder? Are we going to have to put a stop to Stannis ourselves? Only time will tell, I guess. And it looks like we have our first battle of the day. I have no idea who this guy is. Some random man called Ulf has decided to attack me with 130 soldiers. He belongs to the Moon Brothers, and I believe they're most likely a mercenary for the Night's Watch. I completely forgot we're wearing the Sons of the Harpy mask, and is it me or has my sword shrunk? My right hand is holding the blade. Damn it, my sword must have shrunk in the wash or something. This isn't the two-handed sword I crafted. Meanwhile, the Ulf guy is completely getting obliterated right now. He is throwing things at us, but the giants don't seem to care. We're just going to keep firing arrows. I'm more concerned about my sword shrinking than the enemy right now. As soon as the giants run out of arrows, we will make our move. But at this rate, we may not run out. How many arrows have you got, lads? Oh, there we go. Okay. Half of them have run out of arrows. In that case, here is clobbering time once more. I do have javelins, so I mean, if they want to throw things at me, I'm happy to throw things back at them. My accuracy's a little bit worse than theirs, though, it seems. I'm sure we'll land a javelin at one point. I can't miss all, like, 12. Alright, we missed every single javelin. Not a bad way to start the first battle of the day. I did absolutely nothing, but I got 50 influence and 36 renown. And it looks like we have our next victim, another leader belonging to the Night's Watch. This time he only has 80 soldiers, half of them are ranged. It shouldn't really be a problem. I'm just going to leave the giants do what they do best. The enemy seem to be hiding in the trees, which is causing us some problems. We're not as accurate since they have some obstacles to protect them. And it could be a bit of a problem, mainly because, as I've mentioned before, the one weakness of the giants is ranged. We have no way to block it. We don't have shields. We're twice the size of a normal person, so we're easier to hit. We are probably going to have to charge, though. The archers will provide cover fire, while the rest of us close the gap. I don't think these javelins are really working out for me, to be honest with you. I'm leaning towards getting rid of them. Maybe throwing just isn't our thing, you know? It was fine on the last mod when I had grenades. I could just blow everyone up, no problem. But now I need to actually be accurate. And well, that's something I'm lacking. And I think we are done. I'm starting to think if we get a handful more giants, we might be able to take a castle or something at this rate. Jon Snow himself has decided to lead an army of Night's Watch soldiers and attempt to take Craster's Keep from us. I don't know how well that's going to work out for him, but if we can defeat this army, that's 6 Night's Watch lords we can capture. In terms of our defenses, it's not the best. But also, that being said, we have 5 more giants. I sold the prisoners that we got from Ulf and the other guy, I can't even remember his name. I sold all the battle loot and all the influence we had. In total, at one point, we had about 80 influence and was earning about 2,000 gold a day. Now we've dropped to 750 and it's going to keep falling while our influence falls. But if we can defeat this army, we should earn a lot more and we can continue to expand. We just have to defend the castle. I'm not going to sally out. I mean, I know we're giants and we've been absolutely destroying the Night's Watch recently, but 500 of them against my 20, I think it's a bit extreme, to be honest with you. And the battle has begun. No one has come to our aid. We are all alone. Well, I say all alone. There's 300 of us, so I suppose we have some company. They have a battering ram. They have a siege tower. They don't have any artillery, so we're fine there. We have a single ballista that I will man in the beginning, but once they reach the walls, it will be clobbering time. Now that's what I like to see. 3 giants guarding the front gate. They are not going to breach through there, and if they do, they are going to have a surprise of a lifetime. I could tell the giants to get up on the wall like this guy here, but with the amount of ranged troops they have, look what happened. We've already lost one of our giants. How many ranged are... Oh, okay. I see the problem, lads. Yeah, not ideal, and because of how tall we are, we're easier to hit as well. This is not ideal. I can see why the other giant got completely flattened. I'm gonna try and do as best as I can, but no, we're gonna take too much damage. Damn it! Why did I have to be so big? My own ballista tactic will no longer work due to our size, and I've fallen off the wall. But I only took 1 damage. Huh. I suppose being a giant does have its pros and cons. One of my other giants has decided to man the ballista, but I don't know how well it's gonna go for him. I wish you all the best, my friend. The previous guy in your position is probably dead under your feet right now. You're probably standing on the poor guy. In terms of our ranged attack, though, we are like slaughtering the Night's Watch. Are they gonna make their move, or are they... I'm not too sure what's going on. Have they abandoned the siege? Or are they going for like a little rotation play? The guys manning the ram have given up and have gone behind the barricades, and the ones behind the barricades are now manning the ram. It looks like they just went for a quick rotation to try and catch us off guard, maybe. I mean, it's not really gonna work. I'm just currently standing here. I've noticed this playthrough, I don't really do an awful lot. When your troops are absolute monsters and kill everything in sight, I really don't have to do anything. And that's it. Jon Snow and his army of Night's Watch soldiers are running away. We did lose one giant, and that's the guy who was manning the ballista. But other than that, I mean, it was a great success. 90% of the battle loot, a nice amount of influence. I can't complain. We do need to take a moment of silence, however, for our fallen giant. I believe that's the first one we've lost in the series. But he went down fighting on the battlefield to give his family a better future, and I couldn't have asked for any more. Now that the influence is back up to 70, we're earning 2,000 gold a day. That won't last for long. Like I said, we're going to lose 15 in the first day, probably 15 in the next day. So after about 3 or 4 days, they'll soon be back to like 10 influence. But it does mean we should get enough gold for some more giants. With the prisoners and the battle loot as well. Hopefully we can get to about 25. We'll have to see. Well, this is rather unfortunate. We had just returned to Sen. I had recruited some more giants. We are now on 25 giants. So I did get the 4 that I was roughly expecting. And during the march back to the battlefield, we got ambushed by 110 undead soldiers. There is a White Walker leading them. I mean, this guy in the back here, he's seen better days, I'm sure. Poor guy, looks like he hasn't been fed in a while. Alright, giants, hold your fire, men. We'll wait for the gap to close a bit, and as they come near, we will unleash everything we have against this undead army. As for this guy, he's pretty quick. I'll give him that. The speed he just came running on our front lines. Alright, soldiers. Fire at will, men. Fire at will. Unleash the giant ballistas. Kill the undead. Their numbers are rapidly falling. As for this little guy, I don't know what his plan... Oh, okay, he just got his skull caved in. Well, shit. Alright, giants. Brace for impact, men. Brace for impact. It is almost time to charge, although that being said, the majority of them are dead. And attack! Hang on a minute. Are these the undead soldiers we feared? Was that it? Is that all they have to offer? They didn't even stand a chance. Not even the White Walker could take us down. One club to the back of the head and he was soon down. Our influence has nearly run out again. Although that being said, we now have 30 giants in the army. We are starting to rapidly expand, but that does mean at the same time party expenses are starting to increase. So we need to make sure we have a little reserve of gold so I can at least pay the giants. I don't know what giants spend their gold on. I have no idea, but apparently we still have to pay them. But with all the battles you've seen me win over time, we now have enough renown that if we wanted to, we could abandon the mercenary contract and officially become a lord for the Free Folk. I don't know if I want to do that, or I don't know whether we'll break off from them and form our own kingdom. I really have no idea what I'm gonna do. But I think right now we're going to keep up the grind. Now that we know we can defeat undead armies of at least 100, I don't know about the ones that are over 200. We may be able to now that we have 30 giants in the army. We'll have to test it out. But I'm going to keep farming as much as I can and keep expanding. I think the goal is to get about 50 giants. Once I have 50... I think we're going to move on and try to actually siege a castle or siege a town. But I don't want to do that this video because I want to get everyone's opinion on what we should do when taking land. Do we do it under the Free Folk name or do we do it under our own name? It will be harder to defend if we do it under our own name, but it does mean we will have land of our own and it will always be ours. Well, I did say I wanted to find out if we could take down a bigger undead army, and what better way than to battle 243 of them. And it's our good pal again. He's back, but this time he's grown facial hair. Hang on a minute. That hair's not attached properly. Is it a disguise to sneak into our town so we wouldn't notice he's undead? Damn you. Well, this is gonna be an interesting battle, eh? 30 of the finest giants in Ymir's army, facing 240 undead soldiers. The White Walker is sprinting at us at full speed once again. There's 2 of them. And I missed both javelins. How do I miss twice? Is my aim that bad? There's double the White Walkers and still double the misses. Either way, we should probably start firing now, lads. I didn't realize how close they are. This is unfortunate. As I said, there are 240 of them. Ignore the White Walkers, lads. Fire at the undead. Okay, I think it's too late for that now. Instead, brace for impact, men. Brace for impact. And charge. I'll pick the skinny one, lads. I got him. Never mind. Oh, there we go. We got him. I'll leave the armored ones for the men. I'll pick the ones that I can snap like a twig. How are we holding up, lads? Did anyone fall in battle? You swear with the size of the giants that this White Walker is riding like a pony or something? Hold on, there's a riderless horse. I guess he's dead. Are you alright over there, my friend? He's not responding, so we can only assume he is dead at that point. As for this one, he's being a bit of a pain. He has just run into a tree, though. We're gonna wait for him to turn around. Oh, never mind. But we have just proven 30 giants can take down 240 undead soldiers. Does this mean we could take down a castle with 200 defenders? I'm not entirely sure, because the castle will have ranged. The thing with fighting the undead, they have no range whatsoever, so we kill half of them before they've even reached our front lines. We have just looted this helmet with 50 head armor. It doesn't give any body or arm armor. It's worth 20,000 gold. My only concern is it shows blank, and at the same time I can't see what it looks like because, well, we kind of go off the screen. So by defeating that undead army, we got enough battle loot to buy another 4 giants. I do have enough gold right now to buy 1 more giant, but I don't want to because, as I mentioned, I want a nice reserve because we're going to have to start paying a lot more in wages. So I just want that little buffer there to protect us. But also, that being said, the fact that we got 4 giants from taking down a single undead army, and the north is completely flooded with undead armies. This may be a really easy opportunity to farm a ton of gold and expand the army rapidly. So I think here's the plan going forward. I am going to farm a lot of undead armies. I am going to earn a lot of gold. I am going to buy a lot of giants. But I'm afraid this video might be a little shorter than usual because I want to end it right now to give you all the opportunity to decide what I mentioned earlier. Should we expand the army, take a castle, but take it in the name of the Free Folk, or should we take it under our own kingdom? And I suppose a follow-up question would be, if we take it under our own kingdom, what should our first target be? Because if we're not going to join the Free Folk, do we kill the Free Folk and just take their land for myself and then make our way south? Or if we do join the Free Folk, I guess one of our targets will be one of the Night's Watch castles. But in the meantime, I am going to expand the army ready for the next video based on your decision. But also, how many giants should I recruit in the background? How many giants should I get ready for our mighty battle? But that's going to be it for this part, and as always, a big thank you to the Gwaggles members for your continued support, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, see ya.